Hello guys, my name is Godwin Joseph and that's just all. You might be wondering why I have this car here. This car I had it as at around 2014, if I could remember very well. I think 2014, 2014, yeah, I think so. By that time I was born in 2008 on the September 20th, and as at that time I was 6 years. I had a very brutal accident alongside my parents, which my mom and my dad. The What happened was that they were trying to go to they were about to go to farm, and I love them so much that I didn't. Let me see. It was not the love I got from them, but the love. I love traveling a lot. Up to today, I love traveling a lot. So they were going to our village, I think in the morning by 6 a.m. So this story is a very life-changing story for me, because whenever I listen to this story, I remember that God has kept me up till now for a reason. So that's why I would love to share this story. By 6 a.m., I think 6 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. So my dad had a bike he normally used in moving around. So this bike, he was about to carry his bike with my mom to the village. So I was like, I also wanted to go there. I really wanted so bad to go to the place. Not because I wanted to see anybody there, not because I didn't want to leave them, but because I loved exploring, like moving to places, seeing different things, like looking at the world. I loved it a lot. So they, they told me that I should not come. They like struggled. They told me that I shouldn't come, that I should stay at home, that they don't know what I'm going to go to farm, follow them to farm to do. Because by that time I was not big enough to do any work, let's say farm work, that's labor. So they said they didn't know any reasons to why I would be going with them. So I should just stay at home. So on bikes you have somebody sitting at the back, and then at the front you have the tank of the bike where they used to put the fuel, where you can sit. So my dad told me, okay, when he comes back he's going to bring something for me from the village. I said no. I started crying. He even started the bike. He was about to move. Then one man, my dad's friend, he said, how can I leave? How will you leave this boy here? He's crying. You need to take him. At least he's feeling so bad, and there's space on the tank where you can carry him. And they were like, oh, we need to carry him. Okay. He said, okay, because I've cried a lot. They then carried me. So up till now, I never regret crying to go to that place. Up till now, my dad or my mom, whenever they're about to talk to me, and like whenever they are pissed off with me, they say it's because of you not sharing your word that you have this car. Yeah, that kind of stuff. So we started moving. We were moving to the village. We were on the bike. It was 40 minutes ride into the journey, and what I remembered was that I felt asleep. That was all I remembered. And then the next thing was that I saw blood everywhere, blood on my face, blood everywhere. And then I saw people. When I opened my eyes, I saw people gathered around. That was the only thing I saw. And then I heard my dad. My dad was shouting my name. He was shouting my name. That was all I could remember. And then shouting my name, and the next thing I remembered was that somebody carried me on the bike, another bike at the back, where somebody carried me. And then I was just looking at this man. I remember his face up to today. Whenever I look at him, or whenever he comes to visit and I look at him, I remember that day, that fateful day. he carried me on the bike, and then the next thing I remember that it was that I was in the hospital. The whole of my mouth was like pissed off, and then my hands could not move. My hands dislocated. It was about to cut off. As you can see, if I stretch my hand like this, you see this. So I had issues with my hand also, and then look at it, I cannot straighten my hand, and then my teeth kinda affected my teeth. I stayed in the hospital for 3 months. I suffered a lot, and then I began to develop my overthinking right in the hospital, where I the only thing I could do was put my hand like this, and then my head was faced up on the ceiling. There was the highest thing I could do was turn like this and then turn like this. I never stood up, I never did anything. I never stood up for straight 3 months. I cried to go home, but the doctor said I've not recovered yet. The hospital was not a standard hospital because this happened in a village, and then I was just like that. That was when I stood my first month there. My brother was with me, was always keeping company. I told him to go buy a book for me, which I started using that book to write, to draw things, to imagine stories, and then draw them in my book. I don't know. I started imagining stuff. Right now, as I'm speaking into this video, I'm thinking this might be my call, and then this is a call for this YouTube channel. Nathan is a place where we share imagined stories that could really happen and change the world. I imagined a lot of things. I thought, I was always thinking, what if I was a rich person? I built houses in my head, and then I used biro to draw stuff up. That was it. And then I started drawing them. I started drawing them. I bought a 20 leaves notebook. I started drawing stuff. I drew them till I started loving it, started thinking a lot of things till I forgot about reality. I never thought of how the outside world was. I forgot totally about everything. I was just there in my head thinking. So this is the person I was built to be. And then it came that day when I left the hospital. I came back, my dominance in class. I missed class. I came back and everybody was surprised. Up till now, you know, I don't think like you guys think, because why? Yeah, like my human would think. I think when somebody looks at you guys, the first thing that comes to your mind may be, why is he looking at me? What happened, that kind of stuff. For me, the moment somebody looks at me, I think about, they might be looking at my scar. Yeah. And then I don't get pissed off, I just love it. I'm like, you're looking at the mark of excellence, right? That's just what I just see in my mind. You're looking at the mark of excellence, right? And then I'm like, you really need to, because I'm gonna blow up. And then from today up to now has been 11 years. 11 years. This was when I came back, my dad took me somewhere where he was charging his phone, and that was my first time setting my eyes on a computer in a store where that guy was charging phones. And then this guy set a yellow and black wallpaper, and then that was it. I started thinking, I would love to have this. I fell in love with it. Starting from there, I just felt in love with that device. I thought about it a lot. I just wished I could just see it. Not like I could use it, but like if I could see it, I would satisfy myself a lot. When I was in primary one, then I said, okay, there was a computer where they used to keep computer right next to our class or behind our class, but that place was never opened for how long. And even though it was open, the place was so dark that even though you come near the door, they will say, hey, leave that place, leave that place. So there was this time, SS3 students were about to have, were in the primary school, but SS3, the computer was, it's a joint school, secondary school the other side, primary school the other side, and then where they kept the computers was just behind our class. So this guy, SS3, came into this thing to, I don't know what happened, but they came in group. So when they opened the place, I peeped into the place. I looked at the computer screen. I was very happy. That moment stayed with me for so long. And then it was the next time my dad started, I think before I started falling in love with it, my dad had a laptop. He had a laptop, but I never loved it. I never loved the laptop. It was just there. I never had the love I had for it like this after I had the accident. So my dad would bring his laptop before I had the accident, and my elder brother would be using it. I would be like looking at it. I was very happy seeing it, but by then I think I was too young to comprehend the feelings. I loved it, but not this kind of love after I had this accident. And then after I had this accident, my dad didn't have the laptop again. He sold it. So the next time I started seeing computers was when I was in my primary 4. I changed my school. They changed my school to Martin's primary school. So they used to have computer practical for each class once a week, or maybe twice a week, and once a week, or maybe once every 2 weeks. And they did this for some time, and then they stopped. And that was when I started falling in love. To cut the whole story short, I don't think I'm supposed to talk about this, but in church they pushed me out of the media at a certain time, and then that challenged me. And then I left. My dad talked to his friend. He said, can I just come over and be learning, because I have passion for it? And he said, okay, I should be coming, no issues. And then the person that was supposed to teach me, the very day she taught me something, I grabbed it. And then she said, she felt like if she continues to teach me in the next 1 or 2 weeks, I will surpass her. And then that was all. She automatically turned me into somebody like an enemy, or somebody who's competing with you. At that time I was in JSS1. I was about to enter my JSS1. I think I should be how many years by then? Very sharp. Challenges were real, man. Challenges were real, but despite all of this, I just feel like in the past 1 month or 2 months or so, I've been overthinking a lot, because all these years I've never had a girlfriend. I've never had anybody that close to me except for my brother. I mean, I have 2 brothers, but the other one, I think the second one is the one that has been there for me, like when we were young, and he was together with me. I had one friend in my whole lifetime. His name is Iman. That's just his name. And things didn't go well, and we didn't end up as friends anymore. Lucy boy. Never had my circle was no around girls. So I have this social anxiety. I don't talk to people I don't know. Like, even to get to know new people is a very, very hard thing for me. But I do talk when I with people I know. But these days it's getting worse, because right now I can't talk, I can't do anything. I'm always overthinking, and then I just feel like it's time to talk to God. And then I talked to God, and God said, YouTube, 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 or YouTube. That's just it. I'm not posting these videos for anybody to see it, but I'm just posting it to document my story, because I might lose everything maybe in the next couple years or so, or I might not want to lose this video, because I might see it. And right now I'm gonna edit it, and I'm gonna post it on my YouTube. I'm gonna design a YouTube thumbnail. Whenever I look at this, I'll be very happy. Thank you if you just stay this far to witness my story. I just think in the course of this video I discovered what I can be doing again that can find me. I've been trying to learn web development, but it's becoming very hard. So I think I should start imagining my stories again, because that's what I'm good at, right? And then should I be posting it on my YouTube channel? Maybe I can create another YouTube channel which I can be posting all of this on. I can name it what, this car, this car, this car. Yo, thank you very much for watching up to this point. This is my life. That's all of it. Is there anything? Shalom.